Ladies and gentlemen, just want to say thank you for those that have come out today for our service. Today, while we're here at the bridge, we're actually recognizing those that went on and passed away at sea. This day is sacred. We honor the memory of those who gave their lives in service to our country at sea. May the ceremonies of today deepen our reverence for our departed friends and comrades. Let us renew our pledge of loyalty to our country and its flag. Let us resolve by word and deed to emphasize the privileges and duties of patriotism. So, being part of the Navy, actually being part of the military, I know many stand watch. But for the Navy, standing watch means a little bit, something a little bit different. When I was in the Navy, I served aboard a guided missile destroyer. And the first watch that I ever stood, it was called the Sounding and Security Watch. And my duties were to wander around the ship, making sure that all the doors were locked and to make sure that there wasn't any flooding on the ship. The second watch that I stood was called the Import Equipment Monitor. And the duties for that were, once again, this time I would wander around the engineering spaces and taking all the readings on all the equipment that was currently running. The last watch that I stood, we called it the EPSI watch. It stood for Electric Plant Control Council. So my duties for that watch was just to make sure the lights stayed on. And The most reverent watch that I ever stood was the watch as they did a burial at sea. And I came across a poem that has been read at several burials at sea, and I'd like to share that with you. For 20 years, this shipmate has stood the watch. While some of us were in our bunks at night, this shipmate stood the watch. While some of us were in school learning our trade, this shipmate stood the watch. Yes, even before some of us were born in this world, this shipmate stood the watch. In those years where the storm clouds of war were seen brewing on the horizon of history, this shipmate stood the watch. Many times, he would cast an eye ashore and see his family standing there, needing his guidance and help, needing the hand to hold during those hard times. But still, he stood the watch. He stood the watch for 20 years. He stood the watch so that we, our families, and fellow countrymen could sleep soundly and safely each and every night, knowing that a shipmate stood the watch. Today, we are here to say, shipmate, the watch stands relieved. Relieved by those you have trained, guided, and led. Shipmate, you stand relieved. We have the watch. I'd like to turn the mic over to Mayor Franklin. He'll say a few words, and then he'll throw the wreath into the river.
Thank you, Nate. This has a special meaning for me. My father-in-law was in the Navy, and I have many friends buried out at Oak Park. My father's buried out there, and he served with the 378th Infantry Regiment at Metz, France. And after that battle, they captured a German general, and he called the men of the 378th. When they asked about him, his men named him the Iron Men of Metz, and that is on the shoulder board today if you're in that branch. So I thank Post 243 for allowing me to be a part of this service, and I'll turn it back over to Nate here, and we'll throw the wreath.
I'll ask that Gary Lawrence lead us in a prayer.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the power, glory, and praise. To all the sailors, thy Son, amen.
Honor guard. Honor the dead.
Honor guard, undead, but port, arms, ready, aim, fire, aim, fire, aim, fire. Honor guard, present, arms. Order. Arms.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out today.
Color guard.
Have a happy and safe Memorial Day.
Guys, go pick them up then. Don't run.
Walk over there,
Why don't we
guys.
just sit up under the water?
That's good.
There's plenty of them.